All right, Shalom. First off, let's start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. That's all praises to the world called God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name, and Yahushai meaning in the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching this word in truth and sincerity. And our brother Tatzavah, the Great Millstone, Arizona Camp, Lord will, with another video to edify. And I'm gonna label this one. You know what? I don't really know what I'm gonna label this one, but we're gonna go into this video because all the pieces are moving for World War III. All the pieces are moving for World War III, and this is gonna spell them doing a shutdown on normal society for multitude of reasons. This is why they sat there and said it's for a long time that there's multiple threats within American borders. So let me play this. We can get into it. Lord will be edifying.
A very key three-way nuclear talks. In fact, the nuclear talks Iran will be holding with Russia as well as China. This is the key nuke meet to be held on March 14. This confirmation is after Beijing also expressed its intention to host the meeting. Lifting of sanctions will also be discussed. This is, of course, going to have massive ramifications. My colleague Shreya joins us on the broadcast. Shreya, this is going to be a three-way nuclear talk. Again, keeping in mind what's happening with the US and Russia, including Ukraine, this comes at a very interesting time.
Absolutely, Ashish. This does come at a very crucial time with Donald Trump at the helm of affairs in the United States of America. And it also comes amid the fact that Donald Trump has written a letter to Iran's Supreme Leader Khamenei saying that he's ready to talk to Iran for a new nuclear deal. But the Iranian president has actually rejected those talks. That olive branch that Donald Trump had offered, had extended to Iran, saying that do whatever the hell you want, I will not hold talks with you. Those are the words of the Iranian president, Pezeshkian. And therefore, this is, comes at a very interesting time with Iran rejecting the American offer and inclining towards its close allies, China and Russia, over a nuclear deal. Remember, in the previous Trump presidency.
You see? Yo, they ain't playing with that, man. Let me get this, man. This is Ezekiel 38:2. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Talking about Russia, right? When you go into the word Russia, it actually, Russia means chief prince, right? And prophesy against him and say, thus say Yahweh power, behold, I am against thee, said, I am against thee, O Gog, chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckler and shield, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. And that's what you're seeing. Persia is the Iranians. You're seeing them come into that battle, right? You heard them talk about Moab because they're a great military power, right? And they have nuclear capability. It says, verse 6, Gomer and all his plans, the house of Togomar, of the north quarter, and all his bands and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee. Be thou a guard unto them. So this is why Russia mixed in with these other countries are coming in so much play and talk, because they're set up to be a guard to these nations. That's why at the helm of all the international stance against America, Russia is a part of it, right? They even started bombing Yemen, right? I believe it's Israel started bombing Yemen, and America is providing them air defense. So this is literally turning the people up, turning these nations up. Let me see if I can find that other video I was watching. I don't know where it was that I was watching it, man. man. I don't know where I was watching it. Because stuff is getting lit out here, man. The Lord is doing his thing. The Lord is doing his thing and causing these nations to come together. And what you're seeing is Iran remembering his former nature. This is yes. Yeah, here it is. 2nd Ezra 15 and 28 says, "Behold, a horrible vision, and appearance thereof from the east." Right? It says, "Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia," which Iran, Yemen, Syria, all those are conglomerates of the dragons of Arabia, man. They all go back to the same family. Shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. And when Iran starts getting into the battle, stops doing these negotiation talks, right? That's them remember their old nature, because Iran was a fucking power force back in the old world, man. All these treaties and everything like that, that's new. Right? Also, the Carmanian talk about the Iran, right? The Persians. "Raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boar of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of Assyria." And America now is that land of Assyria. Right? The Syrian is the rod of the Lord's anger, and the wicked is the rod of the Lord. Going back into the Old Testament, 2 different scriptures there. Right? So America is that new Syria, that place of strict bondage, just as well as Egypt was a strict place of bondage. Well, America is that same cruel, proud nation, just like the Assyrians. So this is that place. It says, "And they shall," it says, "and then shall the dragons have the upper hand." Remember their nature, and that's what you're seeing. Iran ain't with the BS no more. They're saying they're enriching uranium, 60% of what they need to actually do nuclear bombs, which that's prophecy. "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears." This is big news. "And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then shall they be trouble bled and kept silence through their power, and shall flee." And that's what that's what you're seeing. All these Arab Muslim countries are coming together, and they're coming together under the banner of Russia. It says, "And from the land of the Assyrian, shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their hosts shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings." Right? And that's what's happening. These nations, especially America, has fear and dread and strife amongst their kings. Now they're sitting there saying that Iran is no longer doing, ceasefire, peace talks, or nuclear agreements with the help of Russia and China, which they always used to do. This is big news, man. The prophecies are moving forward. We're getting close to World War III, like it says in Revelation. Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Because the Lord has a war he's preparing. This is where is this at? I think it's actually the Songs of Proverbs. Yeah, here it is. Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth them whithersoever he will. And that's what we're seeing. The Lord is turning these nations to gear up for this World War III. There's no turning this thing back. The Lord's determination is to gather the nations, like it says in the scriptures, that he may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them his displeasure, his hot displeasure. So for that to happen, there has to be war. There has to be upheaval. This is what the scriptures talk about. Even Yahweh Shai said there was going to be wars and rumors of wars. So now we're in the time where these things are happening. And there's plenty of people that's getting shaky, acting like the Lord didn't send out judgment on Babylon the Great. Well, people are going to come to the conclusion that Babylon the Great, whether or not they believe the prophets of the Heavenly Father himself, right? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are on the highways and byways preaching. They're going to come to the conclusion that Babylon the Great is America, because all this upheaval, all this war talks is all coming from the space that the things that we talked about are coming to pass. You didn't get this from your Christian pastors. But I didn't want to make this long. This is a good video. Lord will, I might touch back on it again. But all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashem Shalom.